For today's lesson, we're going to take a look at SOL 8.5b, which is graphing inequalities. All right, SOL 8.5b says, the student will represent the solution of a linear inequality in two variables graphically. So in the past, we've solved for inequalities, but we have not graphed them. All right, so learning target. I can write a linear inequality in two variables given a graph. I can represent the solution to a linear inequality with two variables graphically. I can determine whether a coordinate pair is a solution of a linear inequality in two variables. And I can determine and verify algebraic solutions using a graphing utility. So as always, we can do things algebraically and then check with the graphing calculator. All right, so the first things first, a linear inequality in two variables, x and y, can be written as ax plus by is less than c, ax plus by is less than or equal to c, ax plus by is greater than c, and ax plus by is greater than or equal to c. I'm also going to include in there as well in slope-intercept form. So we have y equals, wouldn't be equals. Sorry about that. We're talking about inequalities. So we have y is less than mx plus b. Y is greater than mx plus b. Y is less than or equal to mx plus b. And y is greater than or equal to mx plus b. All right, because it can also be in slope-intercept form as well. And of course, we know in standard form, a, b, and c are real numbers. A solution of a linear inequality in two variables is an ordered pair that makes the inequality true. All right, so just like with equations, we have our ordered pair xy. There's an ordered pair as well that makes the system of the inequality true. We haven't gotten to systems quite yet. All right, now let's take a look at the steps. All right, I'm just going to change my color here. All right, so the first thing is to put in slope-intercept form. So put in y equals mx plus b, which we know is slope-intercept. All right, the second step, plot your y-intercept, which is b. And use your slope. So use m, which is your slope, to locate other points. Third, use a solid or dashed line. And again, this will make more sense when we graph it. So with solid lines, we're doing less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Dashed lines, we're doing strictly less than and strictly greater than. And then our fourth step is to shade. All right, and again, the steps will make more sense once we actually physically get into graphing. All right. So here we have an example, and we also have our dashed solid line and when to shade above or below. So looking here, and I'm also going to change this color here. So remember, we have a dashed line where we have less than, strictly less than, or strictly greater than. A solid line where we have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. We shade above the line when y is greater. We shade below the line when y is less than. So when y is less than an expression, we're going to shade above that line because we want those y values that are less than. And if y is greater than, we shade above the line because we want those y values that are greater. All right, so let's take a look here. We have the equation y equals 2x plus 3. So this is already in slope-intercept form. So I can identify that my slope is 2 and my y-intercept is 3. All right, step 2 tells me to go ahead and plot my y-intercept and use my slope. So remember, we make this 2 a fraction by putting it over 1. So now I have my rise over my run. So I'm going to go up 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, and continue that pattern. All right. Looking at my inequality symbol, I have y is strictly less than, so I'm going to have a dashed line. And the reason that I have a dashed line is because the solutions or the numbers on the line are not included, all right? So numbers on the line are not included. All right, so this is dashed line is very similar to an open circle. So when we have an open circle, that number at the open circle is not included. When we have a solid line, the numbers or the coordinate points on the line are included. Let me erase that and write that down a little bit lower so it'll be nicer. All right, so that's just similar to the closed circle. The number at the closed circle is included in the solution. All right, so looking here, I've plotted my slope. I've used my, I plotted my y-intercept, used my slope to find additional points. I've used a dashed line because I have strictly less than. Now I have to look at whether I'm shading above or below. All right, so looking here, I have y is less than. So I want those y values that are less than, those y values that are smaller. So I'm going to shade below my line. And if you can see, I'm shading below my line because my line cuts my y-axis in half. So looking here at my y-intercept, and there you have graphed your first inequality. All right. So again, it's very similar to graphing equations. The only difference is, of course, we have to determine whether we're using a solid or dashed line. And of course, we have to shade. All right. So let's take a look here at the next example. So my next example is showing 3x plus 2y is less than 10. All right. So remember, the first step is to put it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to go over to this side and do a little bit of math. So I have 3x minus 2y is less than 10. I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. I get negative 2y is less than negative 3x plus 10. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. So remember, we have to remember our rules from when we are solving inequalities. If I multiply or divide by a negative number, I have to flip the sign. So now my inequality becomes y is greater than 3 over 2x minus 5. All right, so I'm going to write that up here. Y is greater than 3 over 2x minus 5. All right, so now we're going to identify our slope, which is negative 5. Our that's not our slope. That's definitely our y-intercept. So let's try that again. So our slope is 2 over 3. Our y-intercept is negative 5. All right. Based on my inequality, I have y is greater than. So I'm going to be shading above. And I'm going to be used a dashed line. So dotted or dashed line. All right. So let's go ahead and plot this. My y-intercept is negative 5. My slope is 3 over 2. So I'm going to go up 3 and over 2. Up 3 and over 2. Up 3 and over 2. Since y is strictly greater, I'm going to use my dashed or dotted line. Because remember, those coordinate points on the line are not included in the solution. All right, my y values are greater, so I'm going to be shading above the line. All right. And as we get into, when we get into systems, you will kind of start to see me put this S like this. This represents the solution area, all right? So just like with solving inequalities, we had a solution set. when we graph, we have a solution area. So those coordinate points in that shaded area are solutions to the inequality. It means that it holds true. So let's double check some solutions. I'm actually going to backtrack my big S here so you can actually see some of the coordinate points here as well, and some of these little lines just a little bit. All right, so it says, is the point 0, 0 a solution? So I'm actually going to change my color of my pen. We have the point 0, 0. So is 0, 0 included in that shaded region? Absolutely. So 0, 0 is a solution. All right, what about 0, negative 5? All right, so 0, negative 5 is right here. All right, so that falls on the line. Since it is a dashed line, it is not a solution. Now, if this was a solid line, it would definitely be a solution. All right, so since we have a dash line here and it is on the line, 0, negative 5 is not a solution. And then we have 4, negative 4 is also not a solution. All right, we can also double check ourselves by plugging in our x and y into our inequality. All right, so doing a little side work over here as an example. All right, so I have my y value is 0. Excuse me, my y value is negative 5. I apologize. All right, is greater than 3 over 2 times 0 minus 5. All right, 3 over 2 times 0 is 0, so we have negative 5 is greater than negative 5, and that is not true. Negative 5 is not greater than negative 5. Now, negative 5 will be greater than or equal to negative 5. All right, so those two last points are not solutions. All right, let's take a look at another example. All right, so we have we have x minus y equals 2 is greater than or equal to 2. Boy, I'm getting my x and y's mixed up today. All right, also going to do a little side work because here we have in standard form, so we're just going to solve it for y. So subtract x on both sides. Negative y is greater than negative x plus 2. Divide both sides by negative 1 or multiply by negative 1 because we cannot leave our y negative, and we get y is less than x minus 2. Remember, we have to flip the sign. So this now becomes y is less than x minus 2. All right. So now let's identify those key pieces. So my slope is 1. My y-intercept, negative 2. Since y is less than, we'll be shading below. Will we use a solid or a dashed line? We will use a dashed line. All right, and then we will determine our solutions. So our y-intercept is negative 2. Our slope is 1. So we're going to go up 1 over 1. And continue that pattern. Then we're going to go down 1 to the left 1. All right, and we're going to use a dashed line. All right, so since y is less than, we're going to shade below. And now we're going to determine if points are solutions. All right, so is 0, 0 a solution? It is not. 2, 0 is on the line, and it is a dashed line, so no, it is not. And it might be hard to see, but this is 4, 1. So we have 4, 1, and 4, 1 is a solution. All right, so what I want you to do now, there are 2 more examples, all right? And I want you to pause the video, and I want you to try these on your own. All right, let's take a look at it. Again, we have to do just a little bit of work because it is in slope-intercept form, all right? So we have 3y is less than or equal to 4x minus 12. Divide both sides by 3. And we get y is less than or equal to 4/3 x minus 4. All right. So what we're graphing is y is less than or equal to 4 over 3x minus 4. Identifying our key pieces, our slope is 4 over 3, y-intercept negative 4. Y is less than, so we're going to be shading below. this case, we're going to use a solid line. All right. So starting at -4, we're going to go up 4 and over 3, up 4 and over 3. And of course, we can't go down anymore because of our graph. And we're going to use a solid line. All right. So remember, solid lines are very similar to like our closed circle. Those ordered pairs or numbers on the line are included in our solution. All right. So now we're going to shade below because we want those y values that are less than. So we're going to shade here. All right. Now we're going to determine, is 0, 0 a solution? No. Is 0, 3 a solution? In this case, yes. All right. And only reason being is because it's on the solid line. If it was a dashed line, it would not be included. And then we have 5, 1, and that is yes as well. All right. And taking a look at the last example. All right. I have 4y is greater than or equal to 12x plus 4. So again, putting it in slope-intercept form, I have 4y is greater than or equal to 12x plus 4. Divide both sides by 4. And I get y is greater than or equal to 3x plus 1. So identifying my key pieces, I have my slope is 3. My y-intercept's 1. I'm going to shade above. Is it a solid or dashed line? It's going to be solid. And then we will determine the solutions in just a second. So starting with my y-intercept at 1, I'm going to go up 3 over 1, go down 3 over 1 over 1. All right. And I'm going to use a solid line, even though my line is very crooked here, so I do apologize about that. And here, since y is greater, we are going to shade above. All right. Now we have to determine points that are solutions. All right. So is 0, 0 a solution? It is not. 4, 0. It is not. And -5, -1 most definitely is. All right. So now it's time for you to summarize what you've learned from today's lesson.